son.
Hey guys, Thetcglover here, how you doing today? Well, so I was just thinking about the 5D's collection. Now, we have seen some leaks, we have seen some interesting stuff, and of course, any leaks that I may know, any leaks that some random guy may know, is completely irrelevant, because mainly the stuff that we all know is the most important reprints. Now, the 5D's collection is really interesting, and it's one key point that I want to bring home at the end of this video, but there's a few things why I would say that it actually affects the game to some extent. It's not really like a huge effect, but to be honest, it's the little things that they've done with the set that actually push it a lot better than perhaps other things that have been released in the past. Now, the first thing I want to talk about with the 5D's collection is Veiler. Now, I really like common Veiler. I think it's about time. It's been like 4 years, right? Veiler should have been a common in a structure deck a hell of a long time ago, right? If they just put it in a crappy structure deck, then Veiler would have been accessible for everyone. It would have been pretty cheap. It's like Breakthrough Skill. Put it in the Lightsworn deck, in a deck that it benefits in. You know, you could have put Veiler in there as well. That would have been fantastic. So why didn't you do it? So making the 5D's collection to put a common Veiler in it, that's great, but the set is so huge that Veiler is still going to be one of those cards where you pull it and you go, oh, I finally got one out of like, how many boxes, of this stuff. Veiler common is great, but it also brings about a new change in the text. We've been waiting for this for a while. We know that Breakthrough Skill does it, where it affects the opponent's monster until the end of the turn as opposed to the end phase. This means that stuff like Lightsworns will trigger, So, the Lightsworns won't trigger, sorry. So basically what it means is that when you Veiler something, Lightsworns used to trigger because it would only last until the end phase, so you could negate a main phase effect, and then during the end phase, it would turn off, and then Lightsworns could mill. So that would obviously be a bad thing. But there'll be other things as well, that, I'm not going to cover those, but that's a really good example of an archetype which Veiler would be able to stop now really effectively, like Breakthrough Skill. So that is really great. But there are also stuff like rarity bumps. If you notice, looking at the player base, a lot of the player base have come into the game roughly around 2011. Okay, 2011, right during the middle of it, maybe August, when Zexal came around. Basically, what that means is that they missed 5Ds. Like, 5Ds was skipped by a lot of people because they were like, oh, I don't understand all this synchro shit. I don't understand, the game's turning into a mess. What is this? Let's just skip it. And then they came back to Zeal, watched all these XCs, and XCs are easier to understand than synchros, because synchros have to do some number math shit, and some people can't take that stuff. So they just dropped out. They're like, no, that's too much. I like my fusions, I like my simple stuff. So that's understandable, but what they missed from that was all of the archetypes, all the really cool stuff that 5D's had to offer. And now that we have these rarity bumps, we can bring back Blackwings in high rarity, we can bring back TGs, we can bring back Synchrons. And I'm going to hit on that one a little bit later. Now, really good reprints are stuff like Goyo, Glow Up, Vanities, and minor things like common tuning, okay? Which is now going to come back to that other point that I'm talking about. They messed up with stuff like Gear, the structure deck. I didn't like the structure deck at all, but with the 5D's collection, they overall did a very good job. It's a very big set, so if you're looking for a specific card, I would recommend to go to the eBay and just go and find all the shit that you need, and it'll be very, very cheap. Of course, at the beginning, people will be like, oh, a secret junk synchron, oh my god. It's not going to be that expensive. You can get free for £3, free for $3, whatever. But here's the thing. I like this set more than I like things like Gear, the Gear structure deck, okay? One thing I like about this set is that it facilitates it promotes the next structure deck. The next one's going to be Heroes, but the one after that will be the Synchron deck. And we've seen what it has. It has Stardust Warrior, and now it's obviously been changed so that it can't revive itself from the extra deck or something like that. So now it's not as effective, but it's still a very good card. And it has that new Formula Synchron where the artwork, I'll show it here, it looks like Yusei's dueling motorcycle thing. I can't remember the name of it, but it's actually shaped like his motorbike, so it's really, really cool. But all of these reprints of 5Ds means that the Synchron deck actually gets indirect support. So when people actually pick up the deck and they get all this new cool stuff, they actually have the highest rarity stuff available, so that means they can play the deck in the highest rarity. The Gears didn't get that. They got given a very bad structure deck with very little help, and they had no facilitation in that whatsoever. It's not like, oh, in the last set we just released, in Duelist Alliance, there was some really great Gear support in there. You know, there was nothing. There was no TCG exclusive of Gear support. They just released this for the sake of releasing the structure deck. So with this Synchron one, they're actually facilitating the sale of that deck. The success of that deck will be a lot higher than for something like Gears. And the Hero one is going to be great, but there is no reprints in the 5D set that will help that Hero deck succeed. So we will have to just hope that the whole bunch of 5 extra deck cards that it comes with in that Hero deck will be good enough cards, which will probably be the same as the OCG, will be good enough cards to make the deck good. But the Synchron deck has all this extra support which they're about to get right now. So 6 months in advance you can collect the entire Synchron deck and have it ready in highest rarity for when the extra deck cards come in that deck. So that's what I really like about the 5D collection. I think that they've timed things a little bit better, but you know, you can see very quickly how they go from really, really bad marketing and really bad ideas to instantly, oh, this is really good. 5D's collection's great. No one's going to complain. It comes with a Quasar. It comes with a whole bunch of things like Nordic cards, which no one gives a shit about, but it comes with Black Rose, and the Black Rose is common, and Stardust Dragon's common. It's just really good set. I like it. So it's my opinion because I thought 5Ds was a fantastic era, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was a lot younger back then, but I really enjoyed it. It was one of my favorite eras. I love Plant Synchro. Such a fun deck to play. I just can't believe how fun it was. Spore, Glow Up Bulb, Dandelion, all that shit, Limefire, it was so good. You know, I can't believe people missed that era. It was literally one of the best things about the game. And Zeal was great, but it did kill off what was left of 5Ds, so it was a shame. But overall, I really, really enjoyed that era, and I hope that everyone gets to enjoy it as well. So it brings back some nostalgia. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to see you guys maybe in a few days, something like that. I do apologize for making not very many videos recently, but it's just difficult because I have so much shit to do, and it's really, really difficult. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, Thetcglover is out.